Class 11 Accountancy Depreciation. Myself Kishore C. Chauhan and I welcome all the students on my YouTube channel Guru of Accountancy. Dear students, today we will learn depreciation, its accounting entries and how to solve the exercise on depreciation. So first of all, let us first understand what is depreciation. Depreciation is gradual and permanent decrease in the value of fixed assets from any cause. So, when the value of fixed assets decrease because of any reason, then it is called depreciation. In simple words, we can say depreciation means fall in the value of fixed assets due to its usage or obsolescence. Depreciation may be described as permanent, continuing, and gradual shrinkage in the book value of fixed assets. So, fixed assets like plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, their value continuously go down because of different reasons. That decrease in the value of fixed assets is known as depreciation. Now let us see the features of depreciation. First point, it is decline in the book value of fixed assets. It is continuing process. It includes loss of value due to usage of fixed assets or obsolescence. It is an expired cost and must be deducted before calculating taxable profit. So, depreciation is decline in the book value of fixed assets. It is a continuous process and it includes loss of value of fixed assets due to its usage and obsolescence. That means being obsolete, outdated. And it is an expired cost and that's why it must be deducted from calculating taxable profit, and that's why depreciation is charged to profit and loss account debit side. It is one type of non-cash expense. Factors or basis for providing depreciation. For calculating depreciation, we need cost of assets. We also require estimated net residual value, that means scrap value of the assets at the end of its life, and depreciable cost, and we also want estimated useful life of the assets. So these are the factors which are useful for calculation of depreciation. Methods of calculating depreciation. There are two methods of calculating depreciation. One is straight line method of depreciation and second is written down value of depreciation. Straight line method is also known as fixed installment method. This method is based on the assumption of equal usage of time over assets' entire useful life. According to this method, a fixed and equal amount is charged as depreciation in every accounting period during the lifetime of an asset. Depreciation amount can be calculated by applying the below given formula. Depreciation is equal to cost of asset. From that you have to minus scrap value, that means estimated net residual value, and it is divided by number of years of expected life. So you will get depreciation as per straight line method. In this method, the amount of depreciation remains same every year, and that's why it is known as fixed installment method. It is also known as equal installment method. In this method, if you want to find the rate of depreciation, then amount of depreciation is divided with the total cost of assets and multiply by 100, so you will get the rate of depreciation. Second method of calculating depreciation is written down value method. It is also known as reducing balance method or diminishing balance method. It is also known as reducing balance or reducing installment method or diminishing balance method. Under this method, the depreciation is calculated at a certain fixed percentage each year on the decreased value, that is written down value of the assets. Written down value means book value minus depreciation. In this method, the amount of depreciation is diminishing every year. Or we can also say in this method, the written down value is every year decreasing because of depreciation. And depreciation is charged on the written down value at a fixed percentage. And that's why the name of the method is written down value method. So we understood two methods of calculating depreciation. One is fixed installment method, that is straight line method, and the second is reducing balance method, that is written down value method. So these two methods are useful for calculating depreciation. Now we are going to understand methods of recording depreciation. Depreciation is one type of non-cash expense. How to pass the journal entries of depreciation that you will learn in the methods of recording depreciation. There are two methods of recording depreciation in the books of accounts. The first method is charging depreciation to asset account. And the second method is creating provision for depreciation account. It is also known as accumulated depreciation account. So these two methods are useful for recording journal entries in the books of accounts. Let us begin with the first method, that is charging depreciation to assets. What journal entries would we pass in this method? So when you purchase assets, then your entry would be asset account debit to bank or vendors. Asset comes in the business, so it is debited. And if you have purchased on cash, then you have to write to cash, or if you have given check, then you will write to bank. But if the asset is purchased on credit, then you can write the name of vendor, that means seller. So entry for the purchase of asset, it will remain same in all the method, assets account debit to vendor. If you prepare the asset account, then this entry will be posted on the debit side of the asset account to bank. So by this we are also posting and we are learning how to post the entry in ledger. After recording the entry for the purchase of assets, second entry would be for the depreciation. So following entries are recorded at the end of each year. Student, entry of depreciation is recorded at the end of each year, and it is also recorded when the assets are sold. So at the end of the year, in this method, depreciation account will be debited to asset because the name of the method is charging depreciation to asset. Depreciation is one type of expense, so as per the rule of nominal account, it is debited. And because of depreciation, the value of asset go down, so assets are credited. So this would be your first entry for depreciation, depreciation account debit to assets. If you prepare asset account, then this depreciation will be posted on the credit side of the asset account by depreciation. At the end of the year, this depreciation account is closed and it is transferred to profit and loss account. So second entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So this entry will be passed at the end of each accounting year. So in this method, charging depreciation to asset, you will write these two entries for the depreciation. First is depreciation to asset and second is profit and loss account to depreciation. These entries are passed at the end of the accounting year. Second method, that is creating provision for depreciation or accumulated depreciation. When provision for depreciation, that means accumulated depreciation account is open, following journal entries are recorded at the end of each year. First entry would be depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation with the amount of depreciation, and the second entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So try to understand the basic difference in the journal entries. In the first method of charging depreciation to asset, our first entry was depreciation to asset. But here in the second method of creation of provision, our first entry is depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account. So first entry is different in both the method. Depreciation is debited in both the method, but the amount to be credited is different. Here, to provision for depreciation account is credited. At the end of the year, the amount of depreciation, that is depreciation account, is closed and transferred to profit and loss account. So second entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So this way, journal entries are passed in both the methods. Now let us understand depreciation by taking exercise. ABC Private Limited purchased a machinery for rupees 4 lakh on 1st April 2018 and spent rupees 80,000 for its installation. Its expected useful life is 5 years. Its estimated scrap value is 40,000. Calculate the value of annual depreciation and rate of depreciation. So dear student, remember all the expenses incurred on the purchase of assets till the installation of the assets are added in the cost of asset. So here machinery is purchased for 4 lakh rupees, but 80,000 is spent on its installation. So it will be added into the cost of machinery. So total cost of this machinery is 4 lakh 80,000. At the end of 5 years, the estimated scrap value is 40,000. It will be deducted from the cost and it will be divided by the number of years, that is 5 years. So you will get the amount of depreciation as per the straight line method. So see the solution. Depreciation is equal to cost of assets minus estimated net residual value divided by number of years of expected life. So 4,80,000 minus 40,000 divided by 5 years. So you will get 88,000, the amount of depreciation, and it will remain same every year up to 5 years. If you want to find the rate of depreciation, then formula is amount of depreciation divided by total cost of asset into 100. So 88,000 divided by 4,80,000 into 100. So rate of depreciation is coming 18.33 percentage. So approximately we can say 18 percentage. So this is the depreciation as per the straight line method. When provision for depreciation account is not maintained, that means when depreciation is charged to asset. So in that case, what will be the journal entry? Let us understand by taking the exercise. Soham purchased a machinery for rupees 1 lakh on 1st July 2017. Please remember 1st July 2017. Another machine was purchased for rupees 50,000 on 1st January 2019. Depreciation is charged at 10% by straight line method. So 10% is the rate of depreciation. Accounts are closed on 31st December each year. So closing date is very important because on closing date we pass entry for the depreciation. Pass the necessary journal entries showing machinery account, depreciation account for the 2017, 18 and 19. Now dear students, here you see the first machine was purchased on 1st July 2017 and the accounting year ends on 31st December. So for the first machine, accounting year will end on 31st December 2017. So July, August, September, October, November and December. So on 1 lakh depreciation for 6 months will be charged in 2017. Another machine was purchased on 1st January 2019. So in 2019, on this 50,000, we will charge depreciation for the full year from January to December. On 1 lakh rupees, in 2017, depreciation will be for 6 months. In 2018, it will be for full year. And in 2019 also, depreciation will be for the full year. Let us see the solution of this exercise. In the books of Soham journal, first we will pass the entry for the purchase of machinery. So July 1st, 2017, machinery account debit to bank rupees 1 lakh being machinery purchase. On December 31st, 2017, your entry would be depreciation account debit to machinery account rupees 5,000 because the rate of depreciation is 10%. So 10% of 1 lakh is 10,000, but it is only for 6 months because in 2017 this machinery was purchased on 1st July. So from 1st July to December 31st, 6 months, and for 6 months depreciation would be rupees 5,000. On December 31st, depreciation account will be closed and transferred to profit and loss account debit side. So your third entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation 5,000. So first year is over. Now second year 2018. In 2018, this machinery of 1 lakh rupees is utilized for full year. So we will charge depreciation on 1 lakh rupees at 10% for the full year. So 10% of 1 lakh is 10,000. So your entry would be on last day, that is on the closing date 31st December 2018 will be depreciation account debit to machinery 10,000. This depreciation account will be closed and transferred to profit and loss account on this date. On December 31st, entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation 10,000. So here second year is also over. Now 2019. In 2019 on 1st January we have purchased second machinery. So entry would be for the purchase of machinery account debit to bank 50,000. Now we have two machines and we will calculate depreciation on both the machines. So on 31st December, depreciation account debit to machinery 15,000. How 15,000? 10% of first machine rupees 1 lakh is 10,000 and 10% of this second machine 50,000. 10% is 5,000. So total depreciation of both is 15,000. On last day, depreciation account will be closed and will be transferred to profit and loss account. So profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So in this way, journal entries would be passed. If you prepare ledger, then in machinery account, you will show in this way. You can see the machinery account is prepared for 2017. At the end of every year, machinery account is closed and balance is found. That balance is carried forward to the next year and till the 31st December 2019 depreciation is calculated on both the machines. So posting how to do you can see here. You have to just keep in mind journal entries and posting is done. Depreciation account also you can prepare. In depreciation account debit side you will write machinery because our entry is depreciation to machinery, and second entry is profit and loss account to depreciation. So credit side profit and loss account will come. Every year depreciation account will be closed. Both side balance will be equal. Second, when provision for depreciation account is maintained. So in the second illustration we saw charging depreciation to asset. Now we are trying to solve exercise on the second method when provision for depreciation account is maintained. As you all know, in this method we create provision for depreciation. So the first entry would be as it is, exercise is same, only the method is different, so your entry will differ, other thing will remain same, and only one entry will change. Instead of asset account, we will write provision for depreciation account. So see the first July 1st, machinery account debit to bank 1 lakh rupees. By printing mistake, date is written 2009, actually it is 2017. On December 31st, entry would be depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account, and second entry would be profit and loss account to depreciation 5,000. So it is a depreciation on machinery rupees 1 lakh for 6 months, because it was purchased on 1st July 2017 and on 31st December 2017, that is for 6 months we are charging depreciation. So the important point is your entry number 2. We have credited to provision for depreciation account. Then 2018. Here printing mistake is there. Instead of 2009 you have to consider 17, and 2010 you have to consider 2018. On 2010, your entry would be depreciation to machinery 10,000, because machine is used for the full year. And on 31st December, second entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation 10,000. In 2019, we purchased second machinery, so entry will be machinery to bank 50,000, and on the closing date 31st December, entry would be depreciation to provision for depreciation 15,000 and profit and loss account debit to depreciation 15,000. So in this way, only the second entry will change, all other things will remain same. So this is the exercise based on the method creating provision for depreciation. So I have shown you both the way how to record journal entries on depreciation. Now, machinery account when you prepare, then in machinery account only debit side you will write to bank, because our first entry was machinery account debit to bank rupees 1 lakh. Nothing will come in this machinery account, because only in first entry machinery account comes. In other entries we write depreciation and provision for depreciation, and in third entry we write profit and loss account to depreciation. So in machinery account every year balance will be just carried forward. In 2019 you can see debit side, we have purchased second machine, so it is debited to bank 50,000. So in this way we have total amount of machinery rupees 1,50,000. Here you will also prepare provision for depreciation account. Your second entry is depreciation to provision for depreciation. So in provision for depreciation account, credit side you will post by depreciation, and it will be closed, balance will be transferred. Every year you will do this. So in this way provision for depreciation account is prepared. Similarly, you can prepare depreciation account. Your entry is depreciation to provision for depreciation. So debit side you will write to provision for depreciation. And our third entry is profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So depreciation account credit side you will write by profit and loss account. And in this way depreciation account will be closed every year. So till now we have understood methods of recording depreciation. Now let us see entries on the sale of assets. On the date of sale of an asset, your entry would be cash or bank account debit to assets, because cash comes in the business when we sell assets, so it is debited. If check is received, then bank account is debited. Assets go out of business because we are selling the assets, so asset account is credited as per the rule of real account. If the assets are sold at profit, then profit will be credited to profit and loss account. So your entry would be asset account to profit and loss account. If assets are sold at a loss, then your entry would be profit and loss account debit to asset. Means you have to remember in your first entry, if there is a profit, then profit and loss account you will credit. But if there is a loss, then you will debit profit and loss account. So if you want to pass combined entry, then your all these three entry can be combined in one way. Suppose we are selling a profit, so your entry would be cash or bank account debit, to assets, to profit and loss account. This would be your entry. But if you are selling your asset at a loss, then your entry would be cash or bank account debit, profit and loss account debit to asset. So in this way, combined entry can also be passed. Let us see the illustration number 3. Rohan Limited purchased a machinery on 1st May 2009 for rupees 60,000. Remember the date 1st May 2009. On 1st July 2010, it purchased another machine for rupees 20,000. Year is changed 2010 and 1st July. On 31st March 2011, in 2011, it sold off the first machine purchased in 2009 for 39,000. So the first machine of 60,000 is sold out. Depreciation is provided at 20% on the original cost each year. Original cost each year means it is a straight line method. Accounts are closed on 31st December every year. So the machinery account from 2009 to 2011. So on your first machine of 60,000 in 2009, your depreciation would be for May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December. That means it would be for the 8 month. On 60,000, you will charge depreciation for 8 month at 20% rate. And your second machine is purchased on 1st July 2010. So July, August, September, October, November and December, that means 6 months. For 6 months in 2010, you will charge depreciation on second machine. So here months are very important. For how many months you have utilized machine, that is very important in calculating the amount of depreciation. So machinery account debit side, first we will write machinery account debit to bank rupees 60,000. On 1st May 2009 we purchased machine. Directly we are learning posting without journal entry. So our first journal entry would be machinery account debit to bank rupees 60,000 on 1st May. So it will be posted on the debit side to bank 60,000. Now in 2009, on December 31st, you will charge depreciation on 60,000 at 20% for 8 months. Then it will be rupees 8,000. So your entry would be depreciation account debit to machinery. We are taking here first method of charging depreciation to asset. So your entry is depreciation to machinery. So you will post on the credit side by depreciation 8,000. Okay, then your third entry would be profit and loss account debit to depreciation. So that will be posted in the profit and loss account. But here it is not asked. Let us first see machinery account. So 2009 is over, we will close. So our balance is 52,000. That will be brought down to the 2010 debit side January 1st to balance brought down 52,000. Now in 2010 we purchased second machinery of 20,000 on July 1st. So your entry would be machinery account debit to bank. So debit side you will write to bank second machine 20,000. Now in 2010 we have two machines and on both the machines we will charge depreciation. So you can see on first machine 60,000, depreciation at 20% would be 12,000 rupees, because in second year 2010 it is utilized for the full year. So depreciation is 12,000. But your second machinery of rupees 20,000 is utilized only for 6 months. So 20,000 into 20%, so it is 4,000. and it is only for 6 months, so 2000. So depreciation on second machine is 2000, so total depreciation is 14,000. Your entry is depreciation account debit to machinery. So credit side of machinery account you are writing by depreciation 14,000. 2010 is over. Now books of accounts are closed and you are finding the balance, and that is coming 58,000. Individually, machine 1 balance 40,000 and machine 2 balance 18,000. Now third year 2011, debit side we are bringing the balance to balance brought down 58,000. Now let us see again what is given in the question. See the question. On 31st March 2011, 31st March 2011, that means after 3 months, it is sold off. First machine, that is machinery of 60,000, is sold out for rupees 39,000. So now on this machine we will charge depreciation for 3 months in 2011, because January, February and March, so 3 month depreciation. So let us make it clear. In 2009 we charge for the 8 month. In 2010 we charge depreciation for 12 month, and in 2011 depreciation will be charged only for 3 month. So let us see the calculation and how the profit or loss is coming. So see, book value of first machinery on 1st January is rupees 40,000. Less depreciation rupees 3,000. So book value on 31st March 2011, it is working of only 2011. 40,000 is the value of this machinery in 2011, as we saw in the machinery account. Here you can see buy balance carried down on the credit side. First machine value is 40,000. Because its value was 60, first year we minus depreciation 8,000, so 52,000. From 52,000 we will minus 12,000 depreciation of the second year, so 40,000. So 40,000 is the value in 2011. So book value on 1st January 2011 40,000. From that depreciation on 60,000 at 20% for 3 months, so 3,000. So now we have book value on 31st March on the date of sale 37,000, and it is sold for 39,000. So we are getting 2,000 rupees profit. So your journal entry for this would be cash or bank account debit 39,000, to machinery account 37,000, and to profit and loss account 2,000. 2,000 is profit that will be credited to profit and loss account. Let us post this entry. So if you post, then in machinery account it will be written on credit side on 31st March by bank account 39,000. That is the selling price of the machine. And profit, you can see it is written on the debit side to profit and loss account rupees 2,000. In this way, this machinery account will be prepared. Now in this